Hey everyone, you're getting the special intro to the Tuesday Not So Live show because you are getting the video, which you usually get on Monday, right now on Tuesday. I was traveling, it was one of those crazy deals. So you get me here also to say a couple things. One, this weekend, I just got back, all these crazy trips, but this weekend I'm in the San Fernando Valley for the High Rocks simulation, strong on day one, full on day two. I think they close registration, but if you message me, I'll get you in. I mean, you got to pay, but we can probably find some spots for you. So join me, San Fernando Valley. Whoa, very tired. Join me in the San Fernando Valley this weekend. Jose Moreno and I would love to see. I just called him Jose. His name is Oscar. Oscar Moreno. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know what time it is. It's like 3 in the morning to me right now because I just got back from Croatia after Germany. My brain is mush. Now I'm going to tell you that because my brain is mush, I could not figure out how to get this thing to record properly, so I did it on my phone, which then made it vertical. So it does not look ideal for the YouTube. So put it on. I put a nice image behind it. I think you'll get the joke of the image I put up behind it to make it a little more tolerable because a thin image on a widescreen looks weird. But if this is the audio version, enjoy it. It's just regular audio version for you, but for your YouTube lovers, which I know there are many, many, many of you, you comment long and we talk. It's great. Special guest, weekly show, me and Dylan. Let me know if I want to see you this weekend. Love you, miss you, mean it. Away we go.
Hello.
Ahoy, hoy.
Welcome back, Matt.
Welcome to the horizontally challenged, not so live show here. We're a day late. We're a dollar short. I got a computer that's not working, but we press on. I'm may or may not have a special guest. I don't want to get you too excited. I'm still going to kind of be eyeballing my computer here in the background that doesn't want to load properly. But I am very glad to be here with you both. Dave, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was Thanksgiving weekend here for us, so it was nice. I had a 4-day weekend, got
Okay.
lots done, lots of family stuff. Yeah, it was good. Lots of good workouts in. So it
What
was nothing
what is
spectacular, which was nice.
that is nice. What is a Canadian Thanksgiving like? Is there turkey and or stuffing and or mashed potatoes?
Yes,
Nice.
yes to all the above. I think it's very similar, although it's not as big as American Thanksgiving. Like American Thanksgiving, like when I'm like talking like population participation is much bigger in the States.
People don't celebrate Thanksgiving up there.
Some like a lot do, but not yeah. It's bigger in the States than it is here.
Oh, okay.
Like in the States, it's almost as big as Christmas, isn't it?
Well, the problem is it kind of starts Christmas, right? So I think it's sort of lumped in, whereas you guys have it as sort of it sounds like a sort of a free floating October
Yeah,
holiday. I
yeah,
can see where it wouldn't be as big a deal. You're
yeah.
not going Black Friday shopping after
No,
Thanksgiving.
Spartan may start to do discounts though, because they like a holiday. So maybe they'll learn that.
there
Mm,
you go. Yeah, but it was good. It was a nice weekend. I built a set of stairs. That yeah, it, it was nice.
Where would you put them?
Outside, so outside the trailer, new stairs to go into the trailer.
Okay.
They're
fancy.
more robust and manly. Very manly stairs.
Okay.
Not feminine stairs. These are very masculine stairs.
They're not toddling back and forth.
No.
So Matt's playing with our
This looks
picture.
worse, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
totally
it
worse.
is worse because
Why am
there's
I
no
getting
Dave.
so few choices? Why am I giving so few choices on the mobile app where everything's like everybody loves mobile, right? But the choices it gave me, wait a minute, hang on.
Okay.
Think I got it. Hang on. Try now. Nope.
No.
Motherfucker. There's a button, there's a button like a monitor button, like what it should look like on the monitor.
Yeah.
And I can't tell like what it's gonna look like on the monitor. So we're gonna go with this one, I guess. But you know what else it has that it doesn't have? Look at this. If we ever decide to go live again, check this shit out. Maybe I'll go live again just for this. Wait till you see this fancy business happening. Oh, now I can't find it, of course. It's like a donate. There's like a cool donate button.
Oh,
Look at this shit. Let's put it up there. Look at that.
very nice.
Who needs to see Cheryl? And we can open up the fucking piggy bank.
Cha-ching. Yep.
Cha-ching. So that's cool. All right. And how was your weekend?
I did an LT sim on Saturday.
You can't stop. You can't
Well,
stop doing the LT sims.
look, I need to get ready for this race. This is not made for me. And
It's
it's
not made for anyone, okay?
There are some people who are not going to look. There are races that sometimes I will do that my effort changes my personality for several days afterward. This sim did that for me. I am still recovering. Like it was such a job. My husband came to the gym with me. He helped me kind of set things up, and then he sort of followed me. Like I would do a station, then he'd come behind me and he would do the deadlifts or he would do the shouldered overheads or whatever, just add some weight, and just kind of make that his workout as well. And first of all, he was dying because he's not used to that kind of like just the muscle endurance that it's taking us to be able to get that 6-minute time cap, with a huge job. And he was dying doing that. And he says he's never seen me work so hard in my life. And I felt it. Like I spent the rest of the weekend on my back.
Yeah, if there was ever a competition that needed a doubles category, this is it.
You say it's not made for everybody. I'm a big fan. I think it's fantastic.
Listen, and I will say, I don't even know if it should be a doubles. I think we should just do hard things sometimes, Like
All
I am
right.
so proud of myself that there was one station where I was using my lap counter on my watch and I clicked that thing right at 6 minutes. And I was just like, yes, like it was just so good to be able to accomplish it on my own. So I'm hoping I can duplicate that in the actual competition.
So you didn't get capped on nothing then?
No caps.
That's awesome. Because
So I'm at least to that point, right? I mean, 6 weeks ago, I was not lifting 55 pounds over my head. So this is fundamentally changing me as a human being. So
Well,
that's
then
what I
that
did
you've
this
probably.
weekend.
I think when Wes hears that, he's gonna feel like my job is done. Like he just made you a different racer.
It has definitely changed me, and I really like it. So, but don't ask me that like yesterday or the day before. I was questioning all my life choices a couple of days ago. It's been tough to recover from for sure.
Well,
So I got time to taper. I'm good.
I'm excited by it because like you're seeing the names going now too, and the people that are going to be there, and I'm like, this looks really good. I'm interested to see how the layout is, and I think they're streaming it, right?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
I suggested they not stream all day and only do the Pro Wave, but I think these people get excited, so they may be doing it all day. The quote unquote Pro Wave will be, I believe it's 4 p.m.
Okay.
So that will be sort of bring the folks who don't know up to speed. Lauren Weeks is in, Jack D is in, and I think they're still working on some CrossFitty type people.
Marcus Wallace is
So
in.
what's that?
Marcus is coming.
Marcus
Chris
Wallace is going as
Rogloski's
far as I know.
coming.
Oh, I knew Marcus was because he was one of the first. He was one of the first ones to message me because he's in that part of the world, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, Marcus, we knew about. Chris, we knew about. The latest were Lauren and Jack D. I was talking to Lauren about it in Chicago. Sorry, where were we? Where the fuck were we? Germany.
Hamburg.
And she was on the fence at that point. And she's in now. So Lauren's a gamer. I think, a lot of these Elite 15 folks, they're like, I only live for the Elite 15 races. And Lauren's like, what do you got?
I'm very impressed by that. And I think I keep trying to decide, is it just because we know her and we're familiar with her that we think she's going to win? But I would be very surprised if anybody can beat her. I think any CrossFitter coming in is not going to have the endurance that she does. And there is a fair amount of endurance in this.
Well, like Lauren had a massive CrossFit background too.
Right.
Like, so it's not like this is foreign territory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, It'll be interesting. It'll be great. I just think it'll be very exciting. But I think it's cool. Like you said, Matt, that they're live streaming the whole thing, which you're right, can be a bit of a thing. I've seen ninja competitions where they do the live stream for like all day. But if they live stream it and they know, and the pro wave's at 4, you don't have to watch it all, and you can just jump in at 4 o'clock kind of thing, right? Or you can watch a couple, like say, hey, we can watch Cheryl. I can go in and she can tell me when she's going. I can watch Cheryl run through, and then I don't have to watch a bunch of people I don't know, and I can then tune into the pro wave.
Right. Well, I mean, Hybrid Fitness Media is going to be your all access, all Cheryl. I'm going to do we're going to show up at 5:30 a.m. with a crew. We're going to do the getting ready, the getting coffee, take me through my race day. What's I'm sure I've asked you this before, Cheryl, but what are you, an oatmeal gal? What is your morning of a race thing?
Morning of a race.
About 10, right? That's your time?
Yeah, Matt Kemp and I are both going at 10,
right.
And I have learned,
and theoretically so am I, but we'll see what I do.
Apparently there are male lanes and female lanes, so y'all will be over there, and then I'll be over here. And so my standard protocol: 2 hours, 2.5 hours before the race, I eat a Bobos bar. Do you know what those are?
No.
They're like these really good portable. Corinna Perkins put me on them. Really good portable oatmeal bars. They have a lemon that I like that I eat with a banana and Slate chocolate milk. And I don't know if you know about Slate, but Slate is one of the sponsors of LT. So I suspect we're going to have a fair amount of it to have afterwards, which I always have some afterwards. Really high protein content, ultra filtered milk, that sort of thing. So I got my checklist, and I will work down the checklist for sure.
Do you know what I do 90 minutes before?
What?
Maple syrup and peanut butter sandwich.
That's because you're Canadian.
Those Canadians, man. Those Canadians.
It's perfect.
I think that's marvelous. Yeah, that would be perfect. That would you don't find the fat to kind of make you a little heavy? I would worry about the fat.
I'm always heavy. I'm a thick dude, man.
Yeah. So no, it's good to have the protocols. So yeah, no, I'm starting to pack, starting to figure out, what am I going to wear? I ran through that on Saturday and everything. It's just fun to be racing again.
How did you break up your reps in your sim?
Well, there's the plan, and then there's the actual execution, right? And the plan was, I had no problems with deadlifts. I did like a couple of 15s and then started doing 10s and was able to get those done quite quickly. That wasn't really a problem. With the shouldered overhead, the plan was 2 sets of 15s and then just knock out 10s as I went. And that proved to be not helpful. I was able to do 1 set of 15, but it is shocking when you're doing so many reps. I'd already done wall balls, right? I'd already done a bunch of ski erg. I'd already done, stuff like that, I'm just running out of gas really fast. And so I was having to do 10s. And then the last 2, I think I had 12 more to do because I have 82 reps. So I had to break it up into 6 and 6, but I had like 15 seconds left. So I was very happy with that.
When I did mine, I actually broke everything up into 10 sets.
Well, and I'll tell you, with the ground overhead,
sets of 6 or sets of 8.
Yeah, the ground overhead. Okay. I was finding the ground to overhead, I started with 20, and I don't think that was the right move. I think fast 10s, right? Just to crank them out.
Well, that one I actually went more, but that's a very strong move for me.
You're very good at that. So you did 10s with the shouldered overhead?
No, I did like 6s or 8.
Oh, okay.
I did like 10.
So you would never get tired.
No, I was like bang, 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 set it down. Like I never, and then like we're talking like 3 to 5 second break.
Right, because you weren't fatigued. You didn't have to recover.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm doing a run through of the 3 big stations again on Saturday, and I may mess around with some of that and see if I can, gather some more information for sure. So it's been great. I think of all the races that have come along, these guys seem like they've kind of figured out how to get excitement around it. And it's also so different, right? That we're solving problems and we're figuring things out and we're trying to decide what weights to use. And like, of course, I'm not using the lightest wall ball. I'm using the pro weight wall ball for, you know what I mean? Like I can sort of make those decisions. And I really enjoyed all the problem solving. It's been a lot of fun. So
I got a question, and you guys, I don't know if you know this, Matt, or not. What does it cost to do this?
Cheryl, do you know what it costs?
I'm trying to remember. It wasn't a lot. Like, I don't remember thinking because,
I
yeah.
think I want to say it's like a High Rocks price, right? Like a 150.
Let me look it up. Let
Yeah,
me
I
look it
can't
up.
look it up because my fucking internet's not working over here. So I think it's a one. I think it's 150.
Because
And Lauren Rentala's in, by the way. I want to quick shout out to her,
Oh, she's coming
who
on Sunday.
oh, love Lauren.
who I might see tomorrow. She's actually here doing her Output Sports stuff, which is a nice segue, by the way, if we're ready to go on to the next topic.
Yeah, well, let me just say, LT costs 179.
Whoa, yeah, that's what I thought. That's a High
So,
Rocks price.
which I will say, like, look, I think upfront they've done all the right stuff, right? They're generating a lot of buzz. They're getting the right people there. The look is really good, right? It doesn't look trashy. It looks like they've really, really thought of everything. I'm going to be very interested. Look, we know Danielle's coming and hyping everybody up, right? She's going to be there, right, Matt?
Yes,
Yeah,
they were looking for somebody, and I said, "How about Danielle? She's perfect," and they got her. So there you
right.
go.
And so they're doing stuff like that. So I want to see, like, how cool is it to be there, right? Like, what's the vibe? Is it well organized? Is it pretty? It looks pretty. That's kind of important to me. And what's the merch like? Are we getting medals? We getting patches? We getting shirts? Like,
These are great questions. Well, the question, that I keep asking, where are the other players, right? And we've talked about all the races in the UK. In the US, we seem to be just more comp based. But this event, which unfortunately isn't going to have another event this year, and we don't even know how many next year, is the first company with what I like to call real money.
hmm.
So they know how to spend money on branding. They've clearly got this tricked out Minnesota Timberwolves center they've done. Like, I feel like it's definitely going to feel high production value. And maybe the feedback will be so good, they'll be like, shit, maybe we do have to figure out how to do this faster. But that's the other thing. They're a global company that do a lot of other things besides put on fitness races. So this is like not an exact replica, but like how Rugged Maniac, they got bought up by this massive company and it was like the seventh thing they did, right? So Lifetime already does a lot of other really good things. But this is the only product that, like, I think immediately like they have a training product for. They have this thing called Alpha, which is their strength based conditioning classes, I think. And now they have official LT games conditioning. But, like, they sponsor a bunch of marathons and they do a lot of stuff besides obviously these massive fitness centers. So I think it's going to look amazing. And then we'll see how people, like the regular people, think, right?
I'm getting a lot of feedback, people saying they really, really want to try it. There seems to be a real excitement and a real demand for it. So I don't think that $179, I think people would gladly pay it if they really do turn out the product that we think they're going to turn out. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. Got one more
Question
week.
is, will Jason from Deadly Dozen be over and do it? Because he's doing everything else. I've been watching him. I'm so impressed. I think it's awesome what he's doing.
I think so too. So let's talk. Let's talk about um, this new event, Trika, which first time out of the gate, 3,000 finishers. So pretty
Wow.
nuts. The guy who started it is a self-made guy. He's got what I would call real money. I mean, not lifetime money, but maybe as much. I don't know. Self-made guy, a food delivery product. I forget what it's called, but he's doing all the things right. Like, it looks pretty, good brand, like all that stuff. And in 6 months, in a country clearly starved for fitness racing, they got 3,000 finishers. Um, so they launched the uh, they launch the screens that apparently catch you at the bottom of your rep and the top of your rep. Someone from Metrics event said, "We already did this," and I'm like, "Okay, well, you did a bad job of telling us because this is the first I've seen of it." And there were people saying, "I guess it did okay, but it needs to have different settings, maybe, or we might have seen the open settings and not the pro settings." Dave, I assumed you did a little bit more digging than I did.
Yeah, I mean the concept is great. I have heard mixed reviews. I'm all for it if it works. But I mean, immediately my questions were, because this is obviously it's looking straight at me, right? The screen's looking straight on. So therefore, and these guys were doing essentially ram thrusters. Now,
Yes.
immediately I saw one guy bring the ram all the way down to his waist. Now, if he
Like
brings that
he
ram,
was kind of leaning over that guy.
yeah, exactly. Now, if he brings that ram down to his waist, it would obscure the perspective that the camera has. And I wonder if that kind of can throw it off. I think it's a great idea. I really hope it works, but I think it's from what I'm hearing, it's going to need a little more time to work the bugs out, much like the wall ball counters for high rocks, right? It might need a little more time and a little more practice, but I think is a cool concept. I mean, it does solve a lot of problems if it works, because not only does it count, but it judges, right? And so I don't know, but yeah, mixed reviews is what I've heard so far. I've heard some people say it was fantastic, and I've heard some people say it was way off.
Well, and I also like that it tells you what you're going to do, right? Because that's my first thing when I run into a section, right? I'm the last guy to look at the rule book, so I'm just like, "Hey, Judge, what am I doing? How many? Okay." It's like, and it says right on the screen, like, "Pro men do 60." Cool. I don't have to think. Now I'm going to go, and it's counting down, I think, not up, right?
I think so.
And I like that as well. Um, and again, I just think like that's not cheap. Buying a bunch of those, that can't be cheap because then you need a team to run those as well. You need the software, you need the tech, right?
No, I mean, he looks like they're going all the way. Like they're going all in. This wasn't just a fly by the seat, hey, let's try this. It was, you went all in.
They're all
And
in.
I personally like the thruster move better than a wall ball. Just because it takes away that whole element of target practice and whatnot. And it's just, you just grind through it, right? You just grind through it. And I like that better myself as a movement.
And with the Rams, I thought was pretty good. Like
Yeah.
I sort of like that as well. So people were saying it wasn't accurate, but was it inaccurate across the board? Like
No.
Like so there were some sensors that were catching things that other sensors weren't.
It's so tough to say because we didn't see like a full live stream of it. So it was really tough to say because people who complain about it, you're not seeing their video.
Right.
So you don't know. Maybe it was actually accurate.
But I think that to me, if I'm the race director, the first thing I do is I try to break it, right? I get 10 of my friends and I go, give me 10 good ones. Now give me 10 shitty ones. Now give me 10 semi. Okay, you're taller, you're shorter. Like I would fuck with it. And I don't know if maybe they did that. I don't know. But that's kind of the first thing you do, I think, right?
Trika could, post something showing the accuracy of the, like they could post something like that, right? And give us all a little bit of confidence that it's something that we can trust.
And I did, as soon as I heard he launched, I reached out. We had a brief chat when he first started. And like I think the day that he launched a few months ago, whatever it was. And then I've tried to get him back on and he's like, listen, I can't do a podcast. I'm really busy getting anything going. So I'm hoping to get him back on and we can ask him all these questions. And also their plans. I mean, again, I like it when people with real money try to like do something cool. And even though a lot of these races are, high rocks with one different station, right?
Well, that's my
Green
question.
Right, green and black or black and yellow, like they all kind of feel the same. I mean, is it are we saying this the same way people said, hey, people are copying Spartan because they have walls and barbed wire, or is it really the same?
I think it's exactly the same.
I looked at the format.
No,
Okay, so
I mean, is the complaint when people used to say that about Spartan, I'd be like, listen, the military invented obstacle walls 100 years ago, right? So stop saying you copied Spartan. So I'm saying, does that argument hold water for this or not?
I don't think it does.
You're
The
saying
reason
they are
being,
doing a lazy copy version. They
look,
meaning all these hybrid
yeah, I
games,
know
all
all
these.
these. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
let's put them all in. So here's what I'm trying to decide is, did they get 3,000 participants because there's that high of a demand for high rocks that people just want something similar that they've already trained for, that they want to be able to do? Because this is high rocks with 60 Ram thrusters. That's what it is, right? And
Slightly
so,
less run.
and well, depending, yeah, it's slightly less run. And so, like me personally,
why is it so much funnier when you say it?
I don't know. You're just jet lagged. That's all. I will say I looked at the race. It's not quite as pretty as High Rocks, and that's an issue for me. Like personally, like the product itself, it's kind of a big deal to me, and so I think the only reason why I would do this race is because maybe it was in my hometown and maybe my friends were going and it would be fun to do, but it would never for me replace a High Rocks. And I'm never going to get as excited for just a reconstituted High Rocks race as I am for, say, an LT, right? Because it is a completely different skill set. And this is different from Spartan because, in my opinion, because yes, there are only so many walls you can build and only so many monkey bars. Whereas in fitness racing, there are literally thousands of movements that you could probably come up with. Dave, I just sent some kids an HTX workout and it destroyed them. They could not finish it, right? They stopped talking to me after I sent them that and they tried it. So there are thousands of things we can do in fitness racing. Why are we settling on like the same 10?
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Cheryl?
Yes.
If Vegas and or LA/Phoenix, I'm trying to think the cities closest to you, had the kind of volume that they get in the UK, a hybrid games here, Keltex here. Like, would you be traveling to those because High Rocks kept selling out, or would you just wait to do? Or, like I'm saying, would it be worth it for you?
I'm looking at like turf games, Affix, right? All of those.
Right.
I would be willing to travel to one of those before I would travel to a reconstituted High Rocks, if that's the question you're asking.
Because those are different enough.
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Dave? If you had the opportunity for you and your gal, would you be like, cool, Toronto this week it's Affix, next week it's this other one? Like if there was stuff in Toronto constantly.
Oh yeah, I would do tons of stuff. I would do tons. If the more local, the better I'm going to do. But I actually get what Cheryl. Yeah, maybe reword that. I'm not sure you're getting the question out quite the way you want.
Well, Cheryl is saying she would only go to the ones that were kind of constitutionally different. I'm saying, would you go to all these kind of High Rocks ripoffs if they were nearby, or would you wait and only do a Deadly Dozen or an Affix, which has completely different movements?
If the reconstituted High Rocks is nearby, absolutely.
Yes.
Especially if said reconstituted High Rocks is $50 cheaper.
Okay.
So and that's where I look like with Cheryl and
I like reconstituted, but it's a little long. Timu's a little harsh. We need a better word.
Ode High Rocks.
Ode
High Rocks.
It's the High Rocks cover band, right?
Yeah, like Cheryl and I have these different priorities. Cheryl's priority, she loves the pretty. She's about the atmosphere. She says, I am pure meat and potatoes.
Yes.
Right.
So you got two different people here.
Very little about any of that stuff. So I think I would be much sooner to do a brand that was similar to High Rocks, but not High Rocks, because I don't care so much about branding. I care about my experience in the race. That's all I care about.
All right. Can I just do a quick shout out to the quick shout out to the YouTube commenters and the occasional Spotify commenter. If you can think of a word for these, because Ode to High Rocks is that's again too much of a mouthful. But I have heard people say, oh, it's like a Timu High Rocks. But again, that makes it seem like it's really cheap. So somewhere between reconstituted, which really is a good word, Dave. It's just too long to say.
Yeah. But I think I do agree with Cheryl, though. I would be more inclined to go to something completely different. Right. So I do like that as well. Like I would be more inclined to travel for an LT games than I would say, especially multiple times, than I would say, what's that other one? Keltex?
Well, that's just one that happened this weekend. There was also,
by the way, everything has an X.
Of course it does. Of course it does. I told you the one I'm going into Egypt has an X. They all do. Um,
All me.
Dave, you were in front of the curve. What can I say? Um, this week there was Celtex. There was also a thing called Flat Out, which, uh, the name it's different, but like, is that ideal? I don't know. Probably have that guy on
Yeah,
soon.
not a chance. There's no X's.
Right, Flat Out X.
Flat out X.
They did theirs. Their first one was an airport hangar. Their second one was in what they call a car park, but what we call a parking garage.
I'm
So,
all right with those.
right, level 1 ski erg, level 2 whatever. You
I'm
run up
down
a
with that.
kind
I
of
think
like.
that's fantastic.
I think
That
so
sounds
too.
fun.
Um, but there's so I'm gonna write something here. I've had ideas about just like articles or posts about like how they're all doing, and again, it makes us beg the question: Deca, put on a fucking race, right? Go to Ireland. What are you waiting for? Go to Ireland.
Yeah,
Clearly, there's 3,000 people that want to try something.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're
Well, and I
starving
think,
for it. They're doing
yeah.
everything.
Well, and Ireland, what a great place to do. I mean, it
It's
looks,
the home of the Ram. It's the home of
yeah,
Planet Ram.
That
it
is a
looks really
great
good. I think it
connection.
looks really fun. Yeah.
I think they need to bring me over there to help with a Deca in Ireland. I would be all right with that.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. You can become the Irish Yancey. Let's go. Come on, Spartan Deck of Europe. Get on it.
I love Dave being the Irish Yancey.
Mm. I
I
don't think I can
mean,
drink enough.
listen. If I won a bunch of money tomorrow, right? That's what I would do. I'd be like, listen, let me just give you guys a bunch of money and figure out how to like launch this thing because you've already got the product and it is I think like the thing that Yancey likes, which is the low barrier to entry, but they just mess up a bunch of other things in execution for it to not in marketing, etc., and presentation for it not to grow.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's a great race. It's super fun. And the community is great. I talk to people regularly about, they're kind of all still leaning toward DECA because they just love the community so much. The High Rocks is just a little too big for them. So I do think it fills a niche and yeah, get going, guys. It's not that much equipment.
Uh, Cheryl, I can't even open my notes. So what is next?
There wasn't a lot, Matt, but I will say I got a message from a fella, Patrick Madaj. Patrick, I'm probably messing up your name, but he said,
Patrick
Cheryl,
is
I
tough
think,
to say.
yeah, he said, Cheryl, I think it's time to blow the world's t-shirt whistle again. And at
Oh,
first, I thought he was talking about DECA because people are still bitter and angry about last year's Worlds merch, right? Like we didn't get the t-shirts, we didn't get the medals, we didn't get the trophies, that sort of thing. And so there are people who
Swag
are,
snafu.
yes, there are people who are refusing to come this year because they think, why am I going there? I will say I have traveled for a Worlds t-shirt before because I love having the Worlds t-shirts. But he's talking about High Rocks, that there are still people who he competed in Chicago in Worlds. He actually has competed in 3 High Rocks races. He is a CrossFitter and an Ironman athlete, and so he comes over. His first race was in DC this last year, and so he did DC and then he did Atlanta. So you probably ran by him, Matt, and then he had qualified for Worlds, so we went to Worlds, and so he's done 3 High Rockses and was just sort of shocked and dismayed to find out that they didn't have a shirt for him. And that is, he's used to CrossFit and Ironman, which, let's face it, they've got their ducks in a little bit more of a row. And we thought that High Rocks has their ducks in a row, but I think this is a warning call to others that maybe they do not sometimes. Apparently in August, the people who didn't get their shirts did get an email from High Rocks saying that that they were still on it and they hadn't been forgotten. And so I think that's very nice. But for the most part, it's still kind of falling apart. So I think he was just having a moment. And I think it's a good reminder that, yeah, maybe High Rock still needs to get on it. And I do think that the merch makes a difference.
they have the swag is important, especially for like your elites. It's a different thing. They don't care as much, right? But yeah, swag for a lot of people who have waited all year to go to an event is very important, especially if this is like their worlds. And I mean, I think like I don't know how many DECA shirts I have, but the ones that I hang on to are the ones that were from Worlds.
Yes. Right. And we got our names on them. Like it's nice to sort of, I can always tell when I'm feeling really fit is I will wear my Worlds t-shirts to class. Like, it's just kind of nice to be like, oh yeah, I'm that person, and so I think, he's got a point. And I do think we need to just be mindful that it's not just DECA. Like, I think we've got people who are still waiting, but at least High Rock seems to be on it. They're still trying.
Yeah. I think it's something everybody, like all the companies, need to be aware of. And I think High Rocks is probably like they've just grown so big so fast that logistically it's hard to keep up with, and that this stuff is, some of these things are slipping through the cracks because
Yes.
they've just this explosion. And
When you have to wonder, you have to wonder if getting stuff to the United States somehow was more of a snafu than when they've had the world championships in Europe. It's been a little easier to move stuff around. I don't know. I don't know where they're printing their merch. It does make me think about DECA Worlds, and I think everybody's kind of on notice. Like, I think if they mess this up this year, that's going to be really bad. Yeah.
I'm optimistic that will not be the case.
I would think they've had a year to figure this out. We're gonna root for them for sure.
I'm not saying that the event will go perfect. There'll be stuff that'll happen, but hopefully not the same thing.
Right.
You know what I totally forgot?
What?
No.
Hello. There's a DECA this weekend.
There's a
Knoxville?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Are you? Yeah. You're gonna be there?
Yep.
So
van's gassed up, ready to go.
You're driving to Knoxville?
Yeah.
How long of a drive is that?
11 and a half.
Okay, that's not too bad. Who would be going to DECA Knoxville, do you think?
That's what I'm saying. It's like they announced it. They announced Nick Riker's backyard. They announced it a while ago as like, hey, here's a race. By the way, it's not this season, it's next season. It's not a great time. I can't imagine they're going to get it. Like, this one's not sold out, I don't think. So I think, again, it begs the question, like, hey, DECA, let's try some big cities. Let's try not, like, High Rocks ain't ever coming to Knoxville.
It's kind of small.
I'm of two minds on that. One, I think you're right. And I do actually think that DECA's going to probably side with you on this, that they might be going to some bigger cities in the future. Me, though, I like the little places. I loved Spooky Nook. I love Fort Wayne. Like, Concord, North Carolina. I like that. I like these places because I can get to them.
Here's what I will say about DECA.
I'm sure it'll be great for the people that are there. Dave, you'll have fun. You'll see the members of the community that do show up. But you get what I'm saying. It's not going to be 2,000 people.
Right. But I do think there is a feel to DECA that lends itself to smaller cities, smaller venues. Like, I don't think we really think of a DECA New York City, right? Like, I just, there's a real kind of, I remember, I remember telling somebody from Europe, my friend Mamushka, when she was going to do her first DECA Fit race, I was telling her it's very American, right? It's a lot sort of chummier. We're not necessarily on time all the time. It's a little looser. We're just kind of happy to be there. Not like High Rocks, right? Like, it's much, much more relaxed. And so these smaller venues and the smaller cities, I do think almost kind of lend itself to the feel of the race. And I think those of us who are used to doing DECAs are not surprised that it's not in some, giant metropolis. That being said, Anaheim's a great venue.
Yeah.
Probably.
I love that venue in Anaheim.
Yeah, it's probably one of their biggest, and I'm really glad that they have that. But I don't know. Will they ever do a DECA Fit Vegas? Maybe. I just don't see them doing the really big cities. So
I would wager, and actually I can say straight out, I don't have knowledge of where they're going. Again, it's not my wheelhouse. That's not what I do.
Hello?
But I'd wager they're going to go to Vegas. I think that's going to happen.
that'd be really fun. It would be huge here.
Yeah. I'd also wager that they're going to come to Canada. I just don't know when.
Right.
And if they do, it'd be Toronto, because you'd be stupid to go anywhere else. Sorry, everywhere else in Canada. But that's just where you start.
Right. But I think, we were just talking about, reconstituted High Rocks, and that is what DECA is not, right? DECA is its own brand. It's its own flavor. It's its own feel. And so I think stay in your lane, DECA, like do what works for you. Should they have more? Yeah, they could have more events. I think people would go, but I wouldn't be surprised if they keep it pretty low key. So,
and I think this year they'll crack 2,000 for an event.
Yeah, that would be great.
I think they will. I mean, you were doing like 1,300, I think, in Anaheim last year. Something
Well,
like that.
and we've got a 2-day event in Anaheim this time, right? 2 or 3?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think they'll crack 2,000, and it might be Anaheim, right? That seems to be a big draw.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll be there. We got our 4-person race to run, Cheryl.
I know. I'm looking for plaid right now.
It's not as easy as you think, is it?
It's not. So
I got Rise shorts on Amazon though.
Okay, I'll look. But yeah. So Dave, you don't know like how many more. You don't get contracted for a certain number of cities.
Hi, Matt.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, I know that guy.
Hey. Oh my gosh.
Hello. What's up?
Hi,
What's up?
Dylan.
Can y'all hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Can
We
you
can
hear
hear
them?
you.
Yeah, I can hear them totally fine.
Excellent.
I cannot hear
All right,
them.
I'm walking. You can't hear them at all?
Matt's kind of on the outs today, so we're not going to worry so much about him. Yeah.
Oh no.
So, Matt,
no.
Matt, but Dylan can hear us, so that's okay. So Dylan, Matt's
Yes,
having
sir.
one of those days where if I didn't know he was always sober, I would swear he wasn't sober.
I think it's just the jet lag.
That's fair. Matt, where are you just getting back from?
So Matt probably
Germany
can't
or
hear you. Oh,
Croatia.
there he
I'm
is.
going to walk outside and see if this gets any better.
Okay. So while he's walking outside, Dylan, I just
What's up?
subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Hey, let's go.
Tell us about your YouTube channel.
Well, I'll. All right, there you go. That's what he has to say. It's going to feature a lot of this fella right here. Say hello.
That's fine. We're down
Hey.
with
Say
it.
hello.
Hello.
All right, hop back into mommy. Okay, go back into mommy. So I mean, it's just going to be a little more behind the scenes stuff where you're going to get to see the training aspect of things. You're going to get to see the life aspect of things. It's not just going to be the just Dylan works out all the time kind of channel.
All right, well, listen.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Me too.
Okay. So I know you don't have a ton of time. So can I ask you a couple of very pointed questions?
Very pointed questions. All right, we're going to tack away. Nope, no. We're going to tack away from the YouTube channel. Give me 2 seconds to put him back inside, or else he's going to tell me about his ice cream and about that goose over there.
It's important.
Okay, no worries.
What kind of goose is it?
Okay.
Just a regular Canadian goose. One of those bad ones like Dave. Yes, sir.
They're horrible. Canadian cobra chicken, the meanest
Why can
animal
I
in the
not
world.
hear Dave or Cheryl anymore? Can you leave and come back, Dave, and tell me if it? Can you guys leave and come back?
Can you keep him in here, please? Because I'm on that podcast.
Sure.
I try like this. All right, is everybody leaving, coming back?
Yeah, I'm gonna have them leave and come back.
Do I need to leave, or am I good?
No, you're good. I can hear you. I don't know what the fuck. I'm on my phone, as you can tell, instead of
As I can tell.
my computer. It's not beeping. It should go doo-doo so that I can hear them come back in.
Okay, well, I apologize for throwing everything off.
No, you're good. Hello? Okay, here they come.
All right.
Here comes Cheryl. Hang on. Cheryl?
Here I am.
Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let me get Dave in here. Okay, you here?
We know
There
that.
you
I
go.
see.
You hear me?
I see Dave on my end now.
Okay,
I can
so
hear you.
listen, I'm sorry I clearly cut off a question, but I know we don't have a ton of time. So I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions. Number one, are you ready?
Sure. Let's go rapid fire.
Um, have you solved something you did not solve previously now that you've had some time to reflect upon your most recent race? Or was it just, hey, I put in another solid effort and the results came? Have you unlocked
Um,
something, Dylan?
I mean, I think what I unlocked was a couple of months ago, figuring out I was anemic. I think that really helped. Um, so that changed a lot, figuring that out at the end of April. And as you saw, May was a really good month, June was a really good month, and then I came out and I raced really well overseas. So I think I had extra time over in Europe as well. And I think I mean, the more acclimation time you have, the better off you're going to be. So, no, I think it was, compounding factors of I had more time over there than I've ever had before. Plus, I kind of got the anemia and stuff under control. So I wasn't having nearly as much trouble from that aspect.
Are you just supplementing and stuff, Dylan?
Yeah, just supplementing with just a little bit of extra iron and everything. And it's changed a lot. Like it's
Yeah.
changed digestive health, it's changed fatigue levels, it's changed like my ability to train and recover, like all that kind of stuff has just gone up over the last, I guess I figured out. So the last 5 months.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yep, it helped a lot.
So this is kind of how I want to try to ask it, a follow up, if you will.
Okay.
People talk about ultra running as this like puzzle you're always solving, right? Because there's
Yes.
always something new coming, or maybe it's an old thing. Maybe it's a new one that hit you at a different mile this time. Do you
hmm
feel like Hyrox is a never-ending puzzle that needs to be solved on the day?
Um, so I think Hyrox is a lot less complex than ultra running, of course. There's so many fewer variables, there's so much less time under duress. Um, but I think that again, when you have a lot less time under duress, every second is a little bit more important into to how much it affects the overall outcome. All that said, I do think that every single race taxes you differently. I don't think I've had a single race where I've felt the exact same at the exact same time point, even on a good day or a bad day. So I think it is a constantly evolving kind of thing, but I think it's just because it taxes so many different systems. It's so hard to line up exactly the same way, the same time to get the same feeling. So I think that's more so of what it is. It's just such a complex problem that you're never going to have the same conditions under which you're solving it. Um, it's you know it's still definitely not as complicated as ultra running, but um, it's not easy.
So if you were to look at how you're going to continue to train,
Yeah.
is it so Rich is like, my lunges sucked. Boy, do I need to work on that. For you, is it okay? I clearly need to cycle faster in them wall balls because
hmm
it's that or get a minute ahead of everybody else going into the wall balls.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I can look at. I can look at what's which problem is easier to solve. Is it easier for me to get a minute ahead of everybody? Which in theory, I really need 30 seconds. So do I need to get 30 seconds ahead of everybody through the first 50, minutes, or do I need to find a way to cycle a wall ball 30 seconds faster within a 4 minute time window? Um, I think maybe a little bit of both. I don't know how much faster I can cycle a wall ball. I know I can go a little bit quicker than what I've done. So maybe I can get it down to 3:38 or something like that. So maybe I can peel 10 to 12 seconds there, and then I can find 20 seconds elsewhere in the race. Um, but I think my lowest hanging fruit for cutting time is definitely at that last station and figuring out just how to move this lanky body through space a bit quicker.
But you think about it too, like if we take that last race as an example, you're
hmm
not going to have somebody chasing you setting the world record every time.
Maybe not.
I mean, if you do, wow, that's impressive. But like I think the problem before, or at least before, I used to think with your wall balls. Now you're finally doing them unbroken. Like that's a an arrow in your quiver.
Yeah.
So I think that last time was just a case of a guy just had a day. Like a
Um,
good guy had a great day, or a
not a
great
good
guy had a
guy,
great
a
day.
great guy. Yeah, I was gonna say a
Yeah,
great guy. Man,
like
one of the
yeah,
most consistent and best guys had a great
yeah,
day.
yeah. And I mean that's it, right? Like so it might not be so much a problem to solve as much as just more consistency, and more consistency gets it done.
Yeah, but what I would say is it's a problem to solve where if you want your best day to be able to line up against everybody else's best day.
Yeah.
So I had one of my best days. And I say like I ran my best conservative race plan, and my best conservative race plan could not be what he did that day. Maybe my best aggressive race plan could have beat him. I don't know. Because I didn't apply that day. But all that said, like yeah, I might be able to bring that kind of fitness or close to that kind of fitness to every single race. I can do really well. I can probably podium every time. Like that's a hard fitness to beat. Um, but I would love to be able to line up with like a knowing that I don't need somebody to make a mistake today for me to win. I just need to be 100% of me, and that beats everybody in this field.
Yeah.
To get to that point would be awesome, and I'm just not there yet. Clearly.
Um, I want to congratulate you on a couple of things, including the win at the 10,000, which I want to hear about. But I also want to say congrats on the shoe deal. How long has that been in the works?
That's been in the works for a while. It is not. We do not have ink on paper yet.
Oh well,
We
I mean,
it's
you
it.
didn't deny when I posted my little cute little hints. So you put a little smiley face. So
Hey. I mean, I didn't deny it. I'm just saying, like they've. I mean, clearly, I'm wearing Nike stuff everywhere. They've kitted me out. We've got the deal written up. We're in the very end stages of it with everything set to hopefully start in November. That's where we are. It's not completely settled yet. Um, but it's about as
all
close as
right,
you can get.
are we on the 10, the 5, or the goal line?
We're on the goal line, and it's like first and goal. We got a lot of attempts to get it across. Like I feel very good about where things are right now. So that's where we
All
are.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
But thank you.
So awesome. So uh tell me about somebody before I could, put your name down when the 10,000 was announced. And I think you were already working with them, right? Or were you just one of their local ambassadors at a race or two? I can't even remember.
So we had a contract with them maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago when they were kind of in the high rock space. So I'd worked with them before, but haven't been with them since I would say early 2024. Um, but I've had like decent relationships within that group.
And so then how did this thing kind of come about? I mean, I guess it was invite only. There was only 20 athletes. Like, kind of, can you give everybody the scoop
Uh,
on it?
yes, it was 50. And it was invite and it was by application. Um, and they had reached out to me maybe a month before it went off, and I was reticent to try to do it because I knew I was going to be coming back from Hamburg on Tuesday and it was going to be on Friday, and I knew I hadn't done that well traveling and like handling stuff. And so initially I said no. I was like, guys, no, I'm not going to be able to do it. And then my agent Bajan came to me and he's like, man, I really think you should give it a crack. And I was like, Bish, you're gonna kill me, dog. And he's like, no. Like I'll get you in. Like, let's just go do it. And if you come back and it's Thursday and you're just completely shot and you can't do it, then fine, we'll pull out of it. But go ahead and put your like. So he actually gave me the nudge to even give it a try when I was thinking like, there's no way I can pull this off. But then I got back Tuesday night and like got a decent amount of sleep. Wednesday didn't feel terrible. Thursday didn't feel terrible. And then was walking over to the event, flew up there on Friday afternoon and was like, I might do okay today. And I did really well. And now after that, I think that was the last like straw where my body was like, Dylan, you got to stop, man. You're killing us. Because Saturday and Sunday I tried to do a hard workout with my training partner and it was the saddest thing. You like I could normally run 330s, 340 when I'm doing bad. Dude, I was running 430 kilometer pace just to finish the workout. I was falling to pieces. My wife was like filming for content, and she got done. She said, "I felt really bad filming you. You look terrible." I said, "Well, that's how I felt. So at least it was an honest reflection." Um, but yeah, I didn't feel terrible when it mattered, and so they put $5,000 in the pocket. I'll take that.
And it was burpees and running.
Burpees and
Okay.
running. It was just a so it was the setup was 25 rounds of what was supposed to be 400 meters and 10 burpees before every round. So you're gonna have 250 burpees, 400 meters to give you a 10K. We did one warm up loop, and like there was Jack Driscoll was up there, my training partner Steven Pelkifer was up there, and we did like our warm up loop of it. And Jack was like, "All right, we did that in 1 minute and 33 seconds." I was like, "Oh, for the run?" He's like, "No, with the burpees." I was like, "Well, this is not 400 meters." Because I know how fast we were running, and there is no way in the world we just ripped 20 burpees and a 400 in 1 minute and 30 something seconds. Like, I was like, okay, this is probably around 300-ish meters. And then when we got done measuring it and everything, people were getting like 5.2 miles. So I went back on Google Earth and looked at it too, and it was like 330 meters for the loop. So
A little
it
more
was the
CrossFit-y.
it was the 10,008.25K.
Okay.
We went
All
with
right.
yards.
What?
Went with yards instead of meters again.
Yeah. Now it's only that they're 70 off, and yards would have been 40
Oh, there you go.
either way. But it was fun, I'll tell you that much. And we only almost got hit by one car. So like
Nice.
Could
that
be
was
worse.
yeah, it could be worse. So Jack said that he said that his wild card or like his ace card was the fact that he was willing to, die in traffic. Um and he was like, "Dylan, you got a family. You're not willing to do that." And so we got to hit this crossing, and there's like this Suburban coming. And it's not coming that fast, but it's coming. And it's not gonna stop. And so we're running together, and I dart for it. And we both get across, and I just yell back at Jack. I go, "See, I'll die in traffic too, son."
Jack's a big body, man. You just got to put him in between you and the car. You'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, not that car. Jack's a big body. He's not a bush elephant.
So
Taking the bump out.
what was the layout? What blocks were you running?
It was at 14th Street Park. And so like you would do your burpees in the park, and then they actually did a pretty decent job of traffic control for where it was at. And then you would dart across the street, then you'd head out, hang a left, hang another left, work your way back, cross the same street, but a block down, and then just rip through that 25 times. Counting laps was hard, I'll tell you that much. I was splitting it on my watch, but I was even worried. I was like, man, I hope somebody else is like counting a little bit. So
They weren't holding up a giant sign for you?
negative. Every so often I'd hear them, and they're like 16. I'm like, okay, I do have 16. Okay, so I've counted that right. And then when I started lapping people that I knew I was only one lap ahead of, I was like, "Are you on whatever?" And they're like, "Yep." And I was like, "Okay, so it's lining up for me. So if we're wrong, we're all wrong." But yeah, it was a good time, to be honest. And they're planning on doing more of them. I know some other athletes who I think I'm gonna like push to come apply to do it, because they would do really well at it. But overall, it was a good event. Nice little pop-up event in New York. Finished
How
off with some
deep was
pizza, walked back.
how deep was the payout?
It was a winner take all.
Let's go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was winner take all. So like, while I can't remember what round we were on, but like we were doing the burpees, and somebody's like, "Who wants it the most?" And I was like, "I don't want it. I need it, dog." I was like, "This is my job now. I gotta get it." So yeah. So the winner take all style. It's cutthroat. Well, winner take most. Me and Jack had a $50 bet for first man out of burpees, and so he got his $50. So
All right, good for him.
he got 1% of that prize pot.
So who do you want to see do it? And how are the burpee standards?
For the it wasn't bad. To be honest. They're pretty well on you. There were maybe a couple of people that I saw that I was like, "Hey, you need to get a little bit more vertical with the burpees." But like I have seen far worse. Let's put it that way. And most guys, like, they went over burpee standards to begin with. And when I was going back through the field after I had finished and like watching people, like a lot of people were hitting them pretty well, you know? So I would have to say that burpee standards were solid. I mean, I would love to see Rich Ryan do it. He would do really well at that. He's one of the fastest people I've ever seen do the running public burpee 10K. And then you've got the fastest guy I ever saw do it was Mark Gaudet. He would do really well at this. And then Alex Rachovic, I'm probably saying his name wrong. He would do really well at it. I was actually just talking to him a minute ago.
But I'm guessing these are going to be, are these only going to be like New York pop-ups, or would they do it like outside of High Rocks or something?
They're not only going to do it in New York, they're doing it all over the place. So they want to do this again somewhere else. They're like, all right, where's the next place we should run one of these at?
Right.
So
well,
I think
they'll go to stupid Austin next because there's all the runners and influencers there. Sorry, Halfhill. But tell them there's more than Austin out there. Tell them that the ATL, Boston, whatever.
I mean, I'll push them to do that, but you do understand it's a slightly influencer race.
Slightly.
It's a slightly influencer race. I don't know how I got him.
Halfhill and Troy can go at it in Austin with all those guys.
Yeah, that's fine. Get Gus Mankey down there. He'd probably do pretty well at it. He's a good athlete. Trying to think of who else. If I sat down long enough, I'd have a list of 50 that would be we could come up with 50 guys where it would be a dogfight.
Well, listen, Cheryl likes the pretty event. Do they at least give you like a pretty kit? Because like Cheryl only does it if there's like a nice pretty layout.
I thought you guys looked really good.
Yeah, they set us up. They gave us they gave us hoodies, shorts, t-shirt, singlet. We looked pretty good. We did. We were all in unison for the most part. Yeah. I don't think anybody was out of order. We were just 50 guys taking up a street corner in New York, all dressed the same.
No reflective tape though, which might have been nice.
That I think like the yellow 10,000 on it was kind of
okay.
I can go check. I still have it, but it might have been. It got dark fast. Like it started, it was light, and then I was like, "This isn't." I mean, this took 40 minutes, and then before I knew it, I was like, "Damn, it's dark."
Yeah.
Well,
SUV visibility. So
yeah, was not good. You gotta be fast.
But I will say, 10,000 is one of kind of the prettier brands. Like they always kind of nail that. So they definitely knew what they were doing. That was the first thing I noticed about this.
Yeah, can I say that I feel like High Rock's not really nailing it sometimes. When you look at the city branding, the city, like in Atlanta last year, there's some weird greens and pinkishes, and I was just in Germany and I wanted to buy my wife something, and I ended up buying her something, but it wasn't. I don't know. Come on, High Rocks, I think they gotta tighten it up a little bit. I think they wanted to switch it up because all they had was black for so long, but they could definitely improve on some of the local merch.
Do you think? Are you talking about the merch for Hamburg?
Yeah, or any city that I've gone to. I feel like sometimes the colors are a little wonky.
Hold on. I thought the flags. Wait, let me grab one. Oh no, you know what? No, hold on.
Here's what I'll say, Matt. I sometimes think that we old folks are not their target demographic, and I think the colors and the cut of a lot of the stuff actually lends itself more to the younger set, who's probably more prone to buy.
I thought the Hamburg flag was nice and simple.
Well, no,
I like that Swedish, the Swedish red and white along the bottom is really sharp.
Well, yeah, that's the red and yellow and black there. They just went German flag on that one, and then the Oslo flag hasn't got here yet. They had to mail it, but that one had like a pretty little patterning on it. So if whoever's doing the flags needs to do the merch.
Yeah. Okay. So they're doing the color of the country that you got your flag in.
Yeah.
Along that bottom, and that's nice. Yeah. That's sharp.
That's what.
So that's why you got Canada red
and white.
So Dave, I thought yours was for like Sweden, right? But it's not. It's Canada.
That's Canada.
Gotcha.
I forgot you raced in Oslo too.
Yeah. Yeah. God, we got that course in Oslo. That gummit. Me and old Quentin. We had a good shot, man. We had a shot at going like fast, and I felt good about it. And so two of the guys that finished behind us, Ryan Hogan and Joe, for some reason his last name is slipping me right now. But we raced them and we finished and we're like 51 high and 52 low for them. And I was like, boys, we just ran a 50-20 and got absolutely robbed by this course. They go 2 weeks later, and I was like, if you guys run the same exact race that y'all ran against us, you're going 50-20 to 50-30. They went 50-21 on Saturday. And I was like, damn it. Um, it's crazy how the courses can still be so different. And you know it. Like, you know your effort. I've raced enough to where I was like, that was a 50-30 all day long. And nope, 51-53. I was like, this just, it doesn't track.
All right.
Should grid races should majors and grid races count as your qual racers for everything else?
I was just
No,
gonna ask the same thing.
nope, no. I think that I don't think it should. You're getting to race every time with brand new sleds and brand new carpets, and you've got a clear course. It's way, like, you have way too many advantages in the grid system, in my opinion. Other than the only things that are slower, and it used to be, maybe I would be a little bit more biased towards saying yes if you still had to do farmers carries back and forth on that thing, because that kind of counted against you. But I think you have way more pros than cons in terms of your times. And I think we've seen the grid courses just consistently be fast as opposed to the regular courses out there, other than when you start going outside with things like Berlin and New York and that kind of stuff. So I think any courses that are outdoors, and I think any courses that are grid courses in the Elite 15, I don't think that should count towards your qualifying times. I think you've already got such a benefit of being in there that if you can finish in the top three and get yourself auto bids to the other majors, that's like your benefit to doing it. And
Right.
for times and stuff, you should have to race outside of it. Um, could that come back to bite me in the butt by saying that? Yeah, it could. But I mean, I'm just being honest for now. If we flip it around and say what's the best for Dylan, grid times all day.
Auto quals
Well,
and
Calendar.
grid times.
that's what Rich was saying. Rich was like, I just don't want to race that much. So it helps me because like I don't want to have to do, all these races in the season.
But that literally defines the unfair advantage.
Yeah. No,
If you take a
100%.
guy
Like,
like Grayson Kilgore, he has to qualify in the other races, right? So yeah. I mean, obviously I agree with you 100%, Dylan. I don't think they should count.
no, they shouldn't. But as for my qualification purposes, they should absolutely count. Like,
It's great once
yeah.
you're
But
in.
hey, I'm just saying, I had to get it out of the trenches once too, Dave. I
know.
was back in the day when we were fighting against the Europeans when they had a minute and a half sled, differential that we would have to go make up. So I've been on the outs and had to work my way in. But that said, I'm not trying to pull the ladder up behind me. Yeah, I think that we're getting a benefit on these, Elite 15 courses.
Day one, Dylan.
Day one. They didn't want the smoke.
And then what about your second race in Germany?
That was fun. That was just fun, to be honest with you. To go out there with Rich and to just, rip that up and run up under 49, to be like the only other team that's ever gone up under 49. That felt very, it was hard, of course, but the flow of that together, it felt like Rich and I raced really, really well. And I'm glad that, we paired up and did that. And we'll just see if that ever becomes something later in the season where we race together again, or if Pelayo gets back and he's good to go, and then they're a group and those two race together, and then I just go find somebody else to race with. But that said, we've given ourselves at least an option that if it gets deep into the season and we both need to pair up again, we're pretty sure that we can go really fast another time. Because first time racing together, like, I don't even think Rich and I have ever trained together. We've gone out for some easy runs and stuff, but that's about it. Like, I fully believe that if you just get two people that are really, really good at high rocks and they communicate, we talked about strategy for all of 90 seconds, and then change like one thing in the middle of the race. And that was about it.
What
Well-
was said strategy?
It was just your normal, hey, we're doing 125s on the ski, and then the push, Rich, you're going to open, I'm going to finish, and then pull, you're going to open, I'm going to finish. Burpees, I might take a little bit more than you. We flipped around the rower and did like 350, 450, 200. Farmers carries half and half. I mean, the thing that really went well was how we dictated the running. It was whoever finished the station would set the run pace for the first 400 meters of the run, and then the next person would come and take it and pull for the next 600. And so whoever pulled would normally be the person to start the next station. Um, and that went really well because what happened was you didn't just bury the guy who finished the station. You let them pick, this is the maximum sustainable pace I can hold, and the other person sat behind them, and then they just kind of tried to pull them along. And that ebbed and flowed really well.
It's good
So do
you're
you think
got
with
the
what you
insurance
said?
policy.
Sorry,
Go
go ahead,
ahead,
Cheryl.
Dave.
My bad.
Oh, no, I was just going to say it's good you've got the insurance policy, you know, just too many variables with the doubles. So that's nice you guys are doing that. It seems like a good strategy that everybody's taking.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll still race. Like, I'm gonna race Chicago doubles with Steven Pelkford, and I'm gonna race Dallas doubles with Steven, and we're gonna take 2 shots at trying to get us a time to be able to be in the Elite 15 come Phoenix. So
Cool.
we'll see how that goes.
Matt, I need to go. I'm really glad I got to be here long enough to see Dylan, and I'm really sad I need to leave before Dave gets to talk about his viral Hiller video. But I will listen later. So good to see you guys.
See you later.
All right,
Bye,
thanks.
Cheryl.
I didn't know we had one. When did this happen?
When did what?
Your viral Hiller video.
Oh, she's just saying the video, the chalk video.
Jesus, you showing the chalk. You and Rye both.
Yeah,
going
well,
ham on
it
the
was
chalk.
it was Rye. Rye did the video. I just jumped on, but
Oh boy, are we
but
going
yeah,
into?
Did you guys just wake up in a mood because it was a couple days later?
yeah, I don't know. I think it was just she figured she found that sound clip and had to run with it.
Nobody knows. They'll never know.
You'll never know. But yeah, what like 1.3, 1.4 million views, something like that.
Damn. All right, that did pretty well.
That's what we call viral, baby.
Yep. But
Are we
I mean,
getting into that?
I'm willing. That's you want to get into it or not, Dylan. That's
well. Listen,
I can talk
Dylan,
about anything. Nobody can bug me.
I guess I would only ask you to speak for you, Dylan. But I did hear a lot of. I heard this person might have complained versus oh no, somebody definitely did. So whatever you want to share from your either personal experience or as a member in chat group or anything you want to say and enlighten us on. If you want to say I'll pass, that's fine too.
I mean, straight up, all I know is that there was a formal complaint that was filed within the 1 hour window. I know that there was secondary emails that were sent to back that individual up. And I know that what was said was that there's just not enough conclusive evidence, which I find to be laughable. I mean, if there was something said, now the whole back of it is like, oh, this person was told that they could have it, and they were told by this person, and like, I don't know, like the whole conversation is always the athlete's responsible for knowing the rules in the rule book and do. And if that's what we're gonna go by, then I mean, in all honesty, I think she deserved a penalty. I think she deserved a singular penalty. I don't believe that she deserved multiple penalties because she wasn't told anything the first time that she did it. And that's how I feel about it. But I do feel like there was a rules infraction. It was right there in front of everybody. I don't think she was doing it to break the rules. I think I think it's very similar to me taking off my shoes, to be honest. Like, except for it wasn't in the rule book that I couldn't take my shoes off. It was in the rule book that you couldn't, but she asked about chalk, didn't read the rule book that well, thought that she got the good to go. You weren't good to go for it. You should have got a penalty for it. I don't know why she didn't get it. To be honest with you, I feel like
but this is an interesting point you make. If somebody does something twice, just because they weren't warned the first time, you're saying she shouldn't have gotten a second penalty?
when I look at it, for every other penalty, you get told when you're penalized. If you've done like a burpee infraction, you get a red card and they tell you. If you stepped in the back of the box, you get told. If you do it once and nobody says anything to you at any time point between then and the next time that you do it, and they're like I mean, it was a good distance apart. They had 30 minutes probably to tell her and never said anything. I'm not going to double penalize you for it because I'm like, okay, you did break the rule of bringing your own. It's one infraction per race, in my opinion, on this, and you're not told about it. Like,
and hypothetically, they could have had a win-win because it still would have made her third. right?
That
If she got the 2 minute.
that was my take on it. My take on it was, okay, you enforce your rules. She doesn't get, completely barred out from a qualifying spot. It seems like you're doing the right thing and upholding the sport. And like, I think this is a complete whiff. Like they just missed. And I don't know why. I don't even have like a speculation as to why, to be honest with you. And it's also like not my place to be the front man on, This is the Elite 15 women's side of things. If they
Yeah, but
want to
I
go,
appreciate you. But I appreciate you telling me how you feel, and I think the audience will, and the community will as well, because it can be really easy for you to just A, be full on hater, or B, take the approach of I'm not going to say anything. So you're saying like, hey, this is what I think, but I'm not going to now, be the fucking run up the flagpole and do all the things. I think you're right. I think if the women had a bigger problem with it, they probably should have. And again, it's one of these things that on its own is a thing. But if we compound a few of these during the season or over seasons, we really lose trust. So I think this was an opportunity for them to
yeah,
really do the. And even me just saying win-win, uh, surmises that there's some kind of shenanigans going on, but I
hmm
think was still was a way for them to get what they wanted. If you are going to play loose and fast, the hard and fast is you did it twice. Here's your 4 minutes. If they want to go, okay, we're really not happy because somebody did tell her, but whatever. But again, like, will everybody forget about this next week when somebody else does horrible wall balls? Sure, but people won't forget what High Rocks did with the ruling.
exactly. And I mean, like, again, I've been on the other side of High Rocks making a firm ruling and being like, hey, we're disqualifying you guys for something. So it's like, and I was fine with them doing it. Like, we've been there, I don't mind the rules being enforced. Um, that's cool with me. And of course, I'm not gonna be a hater because I don't have anything against Joanna, to be honest with you. Um, so there's nothing to be said on that front. But yeah, it does start to undermine trust, and especially if you start to have compounding issues of a lack of, you know, a lack of consistent enforcement on things. It's just a bad look.
Yeah, I mean, if I was an Elite 15 athlete, I would constantly be on the which side am I on? Am I the side that's going to get the break, or the side that's going to get made an example of?
Um,
And
yeah,
that's tough. That's a spot you shouldn't be in. And I'm not
no,
speaking, and I'm just speaking as any kind of athlete. That's a spot they shouldn't be in. They should be like, you know, we know they're going to be harsh or they're not going to be, or whatever. But as long as they're equal to everybody. And I don't know why. I don't know why they did it. I would love to hear an explanation other than not enough evidence, which, I mean, clearly is not the case.
yeah.
And truthfully, I mean, and I hate to put this pressure out there, and it probably won't be pressure, but I'd love to hear from Joanna on it.
Yeah, I
And
think we talked about this last week. Is the only way you can say not enough evidence is if I'm a lawyer. I could say you can't to me she didn't get that at station. But then again, it goes back to what you said, Dave, about there is a rule that says you
yeah,
can
I
then
know.
not carry it to another station.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, we want to go lawyer here. I can prove that she was using a block of chalk. All of the chalk things are chalk bags.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I
Again,
But
said
can I
last week too.
determine
Was when you reach in, it's like a rosin bag.
can you determine? Yeah, you could determine a block of chalk from a rosin bag. It's pretty like she was. I mean, it's pretty like
what
if I
if
had to take
what
that
if
to
it was
court, I'd feel good about it.
what if it was a block of cheese?
If it was a block of cheese,
Yeah.
I don't think it would have
you,
the same effect.
yeah,
No, no.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be. I'm just trying to be an attorney here. Like, you don't know, Sean. Could have been a block of cheese. It could have been a
could have
block of
been
white cheese.
could have been
I
a
am
block of
not
white
hiring you
cheese.
as my attorney, but I will definitely go to court against you.
All right. Well, I don't know. That's
Low key,
pretty
that's
much
a
all I
good
had this
question.
week,
I'm
fellas.
honestly kind of wondering how I'd prove that's not cheese.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, again, it's such a ridiculous stretch. Even what I said, like, did she have it before? Was it for like? It's there's it's like we say in the NFL, like not enough to overturn. There's definitely enough to
Yeah,
overturn. You can see it. Like it's not like ooh, what was that? It was like you see it, you see the chalk go up, you hear Till say, "Here comes the chalk." I mean, it's all the things. It's like 7
No,
things.
nah, at this point, I'm convinced we all misconstrued it and it was cheese. I think, you know what? I think it was cheese. I'm on team.
Provolone,
That was Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Yeah,
You can't
Parmesan
prove to
Reggiano.
me it's not Parmesan. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, I think she should honestly run with it. Be like, "Ah, it's cheese, dog." Oh, we've derailed this.
Yeah. Anyway,
Um,
like I said, that's all I would love to hear from Joanna someday about it. That would be to me the best thing. But I don't think
Good
we'll ever know,
luck.
and I think quite frankly it dies on the vine.
Yeah, it will. It will.
well, again, the next time this comes up, something comes up, this is going to be a point, as is, your unfortunate thing at Worlds, another obvious infraction on camera that they didn't call during the race. So again, we're built, and again, like I do feel like they have been pretty forward. I've got, good email communication with Matt. I'm going to try to get him back on the show. We'll see.
Hmm.
Um, but what is next for you, Dylan Scott? What's next?
Um, so next for me, I think I'll race in Atlanta. Um,
Oh,
so I'm gonna head down there. And I am looking at the Lifetime games and I'm trying to figure out how to get my way out of a wedding. Um, so I'm over here scheming to see if I fly up to Minneapolis. The workout is not good for me, honestly. I've broken it down. I don't love it for my skill set.
well,
So go ahead.
can I have you been in contact with them just before we go any further, or because I can quickly make that happen?
No, no, I've not been in contact with them.
Okay.
Again, I'm trying to finagle my way out of a wedding here,
All
Matt.
right. As soon as you get out of the wedding, you let me
Okay.
know, and we will. And it's Minneapolis, not Indianapolis. You were close.
Did I say Indiana? I thought I said Minneapolis. It's in
Yeah,
Minnesota. I know it's not in
he said
Indiana.
Minneapolis. Yeah, he said Minneapolis.
Okay, I thought you said
He,
Indianapolis.
no, 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 no. I knew it was in Minnesota. I'm not that geographically challenged.
Okay.
End up in Indianapolis. I'll be like, all right, well, wrong place. I still got out of the wedding though, so
If it was in Indy,
um,
I might go. That's not a bad drive.
yeah, it's not terrible. Is Minneapolis not that close for you?
Nah,
No.
nah.
Okay.
It's got to be, probably.
Either way,
But
I'm
here's the
pawn.
good news. Here's
Okay, go ahead.
the great news for Dave. He lives in his mode of transportation, so he's already. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to.
I
Dave,
get
you
all my
don't live
home
in a
cooking on the
car.
road. What's that?
You don't live in a car.
No, we downsized, man. We're camp life.
Oh, you live in a camper?
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus, Dave. I didn't realize that.
Oh, dude, yeah, we got rid of the big house, the home gym, downsized. Kids are all gone.
Oh my
Dude,
goodness.
living the good life.
All right. Do you actually love it? Is it fun?
Oh no, I do. We're not unemployed and homeless. This is by
I,
choice.
I didn't think you were unemployed and homeless. I was like asking if you legitimately like having make that change. Sorry, I know
Oh
we're getting
yeah,
off.
yeah, definitely. There's adjustments. I miss the home gym. I really really miss the home gym.
That makes sense.
Aside from that, no, I'm down with everything.
Okay. See. But yeah, coming back around. So we'll race Atlanta. Possibly going to do the Lifetime games. Outside of that, doubles qualifier in Chicago, doubles qualifier down in Dallas. We'll take shots at those, and then that's all I really have for the rest of the year right now. Oh, and then teaching that I'm doing a High Rock seminar up in Ottawa at the beginning of December. So I'll be doing a seminar up there, and then taking part in the like double sim that they have. To get ready for High Rocks coming up to Canada in that area. So I will be up in your neck of the woods. Well, I'll be up in your country, Dave.
Yeah, it's about 4.5, 5 hours.
Okay, so about a state away
Well,
in.
but the really good news, Atlanta High Rocks is but minutes from my house.
Yes. So I'll see you down there.
Well, we should talk. Last time we got Tia and JK down for the shakeout. So we want, Team Dylan for this one, and your sponsors. Let's talk.
Yeah, let's figure something out. I'll be down there early because my wife's racing doubles on Friday, and then she'll race on Sunday morning, and then I'll race on Sunday afternoon. So we're gonna be down there Thursday-ish.
All right. Well, let's maybe maybe yeah, I'll just shoot you a note after, and you talk to your manager, whatever you need to do, and like I'll plan it, and just if you're willing to come do the shakeout, I'll throw your face on there, and people come out.
Beautiful. Let's see if we can get rolling then.
All right, gents. I hope you heard. Did you hear the craziness going on behind me? By the way.
Negative.
No.
Oh, I was going to tell you to stop talking at one point. You got a really great slice of the city here. There was a woman yelling at her husband who was a block away, and
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the listeners could hear it, but you missed it. So, all right. Have a good week, everybody.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.